A violent and secretive operation is happening in our communities on a regular basis.
And while many of us are blind to this, law enforcement says that it's trying to bust up these dogfighting rings. And it's not just because of the gruesome nature, which of course is as much of folks can handle on its own, but it's also linked to illegal guns and drugs and human trafficking.
So here are some of the images of just some of the 150 dogs seized in a multi-county sled dogfighting task force bust in South Carolina days ago, with dogs kept in deplorable conditions and forced to fight, ripping, crushing, and in some cases killing each other while people stand by, cheer, and make money.
We talked with officials about how this happens in cities and in rural areas alike, and why targeting dogfighters is about animal welfare and much more.
Heavy chains, questionable shelter, and for some of these dogs, a fight to the death. It's the life of a dogfighting dog, and the hardships don't always stop once suspicions are raised.
Oftentimes, that takes a lot of time gathering information, digging into the person's background, talking to people they know to seize the dogs and the evidence. You have to have a vet on site available to, tag and photograph and document wounds as you take those dogs out.
Cindy Zimmerman is an enforcement specialist with Gaston County Animal Care and Enforcement. She says dogfighting is more common than many likely think. In fact, national animal groups estimate about 40,000 people nationwide take part in this felony offense.
We found them in the middle of the city, 41 animals on one property in the middle of the city. And we find them on the outskirts where they'll put them in the wood line. They'll put tarps up to, keep people from seeing them.
And even after the case is closed, the punishment isn't as high as some might expect. In fact, one case out of Charlotte drew attention when it ended with this man, Earl Hamilton, serving probation and a 5-year ban on owning animals, even after an Alford guilty plea on dozens of felony and misdemeanor dogfighting and animal cruelty charges. The district attorney said that was the sentence North Carolina law allows for.
Absolutely a slap on the wrist.
Nevertheless, Zimmerman says the focus is turning more to these cases as officers train more on how to investigate these crimes and prioritize them due to close links to drugs, illegal guns, and human trafficking.
I think you'll start to see more frequent dogfighting cases. I know we have a handful in Gaston County. And so the more we do it, the better we get at it.
Zimmerman says anyone who suspects this is happening in their community should speak up.
That needs to be reported.
And fight for those most vulnerable who don't have a voice.
On a bigger level, stateside, we've got to start going to state representatives and screaming about this. If an animal can feel pain and suffering, just like a human can, and you do that to them, make it murder of an animal, but it's murder.
We have an article inside the WCNC Charlotte mobile app if you want to learn about the signs of dogfighting and then how to report it.
And if you're interested in learning more about this topic, as well as the intimate relationship between animal cruelty and violence to other humans, as well as what you can do to help this issue, look for our 1-hour special on WCNC+.
It's also on demand under the shows section and streaming at 11:30 tonight after our late news. Once again, you can only find this on our streaming platform, WCNC+.